A country separated by racial segregation, the imprisonment of a leader who fought against the oppression of the blacks, a rugby team with a white captain, one black player, a president, and a jersey. How could one team change the outlook of an entire nation from being segregated to being a new unified nation? South Africa, before 1995, was dominated by the apartheid, which was a policy or system of segregation or discrimination on grounds of race. There were two main laws that segregated the country: the Group Area Act and the Pass Law. These laws caused blacks and whites to be completely segregated from each other, with different transportation, housing, churches, and sports. Whites played rugby and blacks mainly played football.
The African location where natives are forced to live.
The white woman occupies a privileged position in the world because of the abundance of servants and cheap labor here.
No resistance to apartheid laws in South Africa, then
believe that it is according to God's will that the white race, which is in the majority in this country, should be preserved.
The African people are realizing that apartheid means nothing else but oppression and exploitation to them.
Out of the effects of the apartheid rose a political leader by the name of Nelson Mandela. He was the leader of the anti-apartheid group called the African National Congress. He had planned to overthrow the government. His confession of, "I do not deny that I planned sabotage. I planned it as a result of calm and sober assessment of the political situation that had arisen after many years of tyranny, exploitation, and oppression of my people by the whites." This confession put Mandela in prison for 27 years. He was released in 1990 and became president of South Africa in 1994, where his vision of having a rainbow nation started to become reality. Mandela's definition of a rainbow nation was to never again have a nation destroyed by racial segregation. Throughout his imprisonment and presidency, his message remained the same: "I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony with equal opportunities. It is an ideal for which I am prepared to die." After Mandela became president, the nation was experiencing the reconciliation of the post-apartheid. That goal was reached when the Springboks won the 1995 Rugby World Cup. Symbolically, the apartheid had ended and reconciliation had begun. Originally, the Springboks were hated by the blacks. To them, they represented the apartheid. This caused the black people of South Africa to cheer for any team that played against the Springboks. Chester Williams was the only black player on the team. The team used this to their advantage. He was the symbol of hope to change South Africa's belief about black rugby players and the Springbok team as a whole. Chester was used as a way to gain recognition for the Springboks team from the black community. Springboks wanted blacks to cheer for their country's own team as a whole and show them that rugby was not just a white man's game. The Springboks played for all of South Africa. The captain of the Springboks, Francis Panera, is known to be the greatest captain the Springbok team has ever had. With the support of Mandela, Panera led the Springboks to a victory in the 1990s.
Not in my wildest dreams did I think that Nelson Mandela would pitch up at the final wearing a Springbok on his heart. And when he walked into our changing room to say good luck to us, and he turned around and my number was on his back, it was just an amazing feeling. Here he was, a man that was in jail for 27 years and fought against rugby, actually. Came out and he was wearing the Springbok on his heart and proud to be a South African. It was, I think it gave us a bit of an edge.
95 Rugby World Cup. Mandela's and Panera's matching jerseys symbolize that both colors of South African people can stand on the same playing field and share the same passion for the game. Although the non-racial symbol of the Springboks will constantly be under threat, South African Rugby Union works to ensure that the team is not racist or political, but a democratic rugby community. The union tries to make sure that rugby is a game that everyone in South Africa can play. Their final goal is to maintain South Africa's position in the world rugby standings. South Africa is now a democratic state with new values placed on the country. Values improve equality, freedom, and human rights of the people. All citizens, no matter their skin color, are now able to vote. 1995 Springbok team will always be remembered. The Springboks proved to themselves that blacks and whites could play on the same playing field. To South Africa, they represent equality among races and the reuniting of the nation.